Yeah, hello there, and welcome back. And let us continue with our lesson. And in this lesson, we are going to add a circular image to our Flutter project as well as the SwiftUI and the Jetpack compose. So in the previous lesson, we learned how we can add a password field over here. And let's try to add a circular image over here, something like a profile image over here. So let's go to our login screen and let's add it over here. I'll be using a circular avatar over here, and it has a background color. So let's give a background color of something like a colors.the red. I'll just give a red over there, and then I can just set the radius, and the radius I can just give around 54 or something, so that should be around. Okay, so let's add the child over here, and in the child I will add let's add the image, or let's add the for the child I'll add again the circular image avatar. So let's create the child avatar over here, and instead of the background color, I'll be adding a background image over here. So we will be having a circular image as well as the some kind of the circular, like the radius outside of it. And here I will add a asset image, and from the asset image I'll be taking that particular image. So here assets, and that assets will be of our image 2. And then we can also add some radius over here, and radius, let me give it as a 50. So a 50, and that 54, the outside or the parent is of the 54, so which means that the 4 pixel will be our this particular background color. So it will show something like a border to our image, and I can just set it as a const over here, const const, and let me add it over here. And I can also add some size box over here, size box of the height. Let's give on something like 8, and just make it as a const. Okay, so let's try to run this one, and let's see how it look like in our device over here. So I get error over here, unable to load the assets. Okay, so I guess I made the image 2, and then I forgot to give the jpg, right? So that should be the one. So let's try to rerun the application, and you can see now we get a nice looking circular image over here with the border of the red color. So that's cool. And the next step is that we will be doing something on our SwiftUI. So let's move on to the SwiftUI over here. So once you open the SwiftUI project, what you can do is you can open the login view that we are previously using. So we already have the email and the password, so let's add the image over here. So I'll just add the image over here, and the image will be of our, I guess in our assets folder we have an image 2. So let's take that one over here. So where was that one? It's not this one. So login view. So here I'm going to add image 2 that we have, right? And then that is too big over here, as you can see. So I have to make it as a resizable. And once we have that resizable, it will look much more better. And then I can just set something like aspect ratio, and I guess I don't need that. And in the content mode, what I will do is let's set it as a fill, content mode as a fill. And then the next is that we need to add a size for this one. So let's say a frame, fra frame, and let's add the width and the height over here. So width, let's say a width of the 100, and the height of the 100. And then also I can set the alignment to the dot center. So that's look much more better now. And then the next is that let's add the shape over here. I will say a clip shape, I guess that should be the one. And in the clip shape I will set it as a circular, or the circle. So now you get a nice looking circle over here. And then after that, what I can do is I can also add the overlay for this particular image, and I need to provide some more information over here. And the first one is I'll add an overlay of the circle. All right, and then I will just add a stroke for this one. With the color, I guess I will add a color for this stroke, and the stroke will be of a color dot the red, as I guess that should be red. And now I get a red color, but it's not showing, so I guess I have a second option of the width or something. So I have a line width, and line width I'll just give it the 4, so that should look quite similar. Okay, so now we got that nice looking overview over there. So we created a circular image on the SwiftUI too, so you can see it looks quite good over here. That's quite similar to what we did on the Flutter. And the next is that we need to do the same thing with our compose, or the Jetpack compose. So let's move on to our compose project. And once you open the compose project, you can see that previously we have created this view. And what I will do is I'll go on to my login composable function, and before this email fields, let us add our particularly the image that we can create, right? So we need to add a circular image over here. So let's go and add a image over here. And that image, let's add a modifier over here. So the modifier will be the first of all I will load the painter, and the painter resources id. So r dot the id, sorry, r dot the I will load it from the drawable, and drawable dot I have an image one, I guess, over there. And I can second is the content description. So I need to load the content description for this one. I'll just say this is a profile image. And once we got that, let's try to rebuild this one. Once we are loading, I can also add a modifier which is of equals to the modifier dot. I can add some of the modifier over here. So first I guess I'll add the size for this one. A size, let's give by 100.dp comma the height of the 100.dp. So the width and the height of 100 dp over here. And then I can also add something for this one to the clip. So what we did was a clip shape, and the circular shape, I guess that should be fine. And once we load that one, let's try to refresh this one and see, let's see how it look like over here. And okay, so we got it, but it doesn't look quite good over there. So what we can do is we can I can add one more option over here. It should be for content, so it should be cont and the content cont and the content scal, the content scale. So I guess that should be of the content scale, right? Dot, and it should have some option. So I'll use a crop, so it should center crop that particular image. And let's try to refresh this one over here. And let's wait for that one to build up. One that it's building, let's try to send some more property over here. We need to add a border to this particular. Okay, so it's look quite good now. So we just need to add a border and that particular color. So from here I can add the border, and with the border I'll give a width. First of all, we are just using a 4, so I'll just use a same as the SwiftUI and the Flutter. So I'll just give as a width of the 4, and then the color that we are using a color color, which of each of color, which is of equals to the color.the, I guess I have red, so let's use a red color over here. And I can also give the shape over here, and that's the shape should be of the circle shape. That's the same over here. So let's try to refresh this one and let's see how it look like. And you can see that once it's loaded, we get a quite similar UI with the Flutter and the SwiftUI. So only the thing left is that we can add a spacer, SPS spacer over here, and then with the modifier dot the height of the, let's say 8 dp, and that should look good. And once it is loaded, you can see that it looks quite good over here. So we have completed our UI on our Compose or the Jetpack Compose to add a circular image, as well as on the SwiftUI and on the Flutter too. So I guess that's all for this lesson. We'll meet up in the next lecture. Till then, have a great day.